Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to join us again. Welcome to TaylorMade Hoops once again, live and direct, coming to you with TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner. Today, I have a very special guest. I got Coach Grant Long, who's the head coach at Guyer High School in Denton, Texas, where he just completed his 13th season as the head coach at Guyer High School. He led them to the Class 6A Division II state championship this past season. He has won over 300 games as the head coach at Guy High School. And this is the thing that impressed me the most. He has advanced to the playoffs in every season. He's been the head coach at Guy High School. He has won 10 district titles in 13 seasons. Hey, great guy, great coach. How you doing, Coach? How you doing, Coach Long?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh man. Hey, great season, man. I'm just glad, man. I get a chance to talk to a championship coach. Coach, man, I'm humbled.
Oh, I'm humbled to be here. I promise you. We put in a lot of work over the years to make this happen. A lot of other players and coaches have come through that put in a lot of work and just built the foundation and the kind of culture we have to get it done this year. So we're humbled and proud of that.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go ahead and let the viewers know today. Me and Coach objectives and points of conversation. We'll be talking about obviously. He spoke of a little bit of championship culture. We'll be talking about his offensive, defensive philosophies, and of course his great historic championship season. But the first question, Coach, where did you grow up in your athletic and educational journey, Coach Long?
I grew up in the Southeast Texas area. So I went to East Chambers High School, played for the legendary Todd Sutherland. He's won multiple state championships, has over 900 wins. He's been the Hardin Jefferson, the Coons, the Beaumont Westbrook, like that whole area, East Chambers, all that. That's kind of where I grew up playing, and kind of the basketball I grew up around.
Okay. So Coach, it's just in your genes to be a winner, Coach. You just grew up around a winning culture. I understand.
There's no doubt about
it. Well, I always teach the kids a lot, Coach, because even though, Coach, they call us old heads now. We're getting older, what have you, Coach, but still, I always tell them that sometimes us old heads, we know what certain things look like. You know what winning looks like, growing up in that area, Coach. You know what it looks like, Coach.
and different types of basketball everywhere as far as what kind of defense and offense and all that stuff you play, but there's winning in every kind of basketball you play as long as there's buy-in from the kids and you have that culture.
Yes, sir. Well, let me ask this, Coach. What role did athletics play in your life growing up? How important was playing sports, Coach?
I mean, what I love about sports is it teaches us all, the biggest life lessons of everything. I walk into the Toyota dealership and I see up on the whiteboard in the sales room meeting about the John Wooden keys to success. So just it seems like in every aspect of business or whatever in life, the lessons that we learn and that we teach in the game of basketball or any type of athletics can carry on. So those kids, because the 1% or less than 1% that are professional, the rest of them have to be pro in something like the commercial. So I think it teaches them those lessons where that hard work ethic, the commitment, the sacrifice, it all leads to success.
Oh yeah, Coach, and I definitely, Coach, could relate to what you're saying. I played for legendary Coach J.D. Mayo at Skyline High School.
No doubt.
So you know what he's all about, Coach. And truly, what he said, he always used to tell us, Coach. Well, he told me this probably about 20 years ago, and let you know that I graduated, Coach, in 1995, almost 30 years ago. And Coach taught me, man, that life's all about relationships and communication. And he's definitely right about that because, like you say, 30 years later, I could call him and pick up the phone and Coach. And I mean, this is before, Coach, we had caller ID and all that good stuff, Coach. And I could call and Coach. I pick up the phone. He'd be like, "Hey, Taylor, how you doing, Coach?" I mean, thousands of players you coach, but like you always say, man, I've always just like you said, the lessons he taught me, Coach, put it like this, taught me should be farther than any drill that I learned, playing for him, So you're right about that, those life lessons, Coach.
I saw it, and like you're saying, probably a year ago now, but my ex-assistant and 3 ex-players, Davion Harmon, Jalen Wilson, Jacoby Coles, we're all in like a 5-way FaceTime, and just talking about just life. And that's way after they were out of high school. So just like you said it, those relationships just carry on. One of my ex-players worked on my AC about 6 months ago. So I mean, it's the relationships matter, and it's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I tell them all the time, and I know, Coach, that no matter who I bring on, Coach, no matter what level, we always we always use the expression, Coach, that we tell the players, hey, the ball's gonna quit bouncing one day. It's gonna
Absolutely.
quit bouncing for everybody one day. And I even tell coaches that, we're so passionate about coaches or what have you. That's why I stepped out on faith and went into this realm, Coach, where I tell folks that, hey, you still gonna be involved in coaching or what have you, and having an impact on kids, not directly, being on the sidelines or what have you. So I feel, that I still have an opportunity to have a big impact on, on student athletes, and, do what I do. So, it's just, like you say, Coach, it's a great thing. And at the end of the day, Coach, it's about relationships, Coach. And it's funny you said that. I know you were laughing, you don't even know you go to order to get your AC fixed, and they send somebody out. It's one of your ex-students. They're like, Coach. I know you're like, Coach Paul, what's up, man?
No. I don't even get somebody else. I knew to call him. So
No doubt, no doubt. Well, guys, as you can tell on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner, I'm having a great time. I'm here with state championship coach, Coach Grant Long, who's the head coach at Gary High School in Denton, Texas. A great coach, great great person, as you can tell. Coach, let me ask this. I know it all hits us at different times. When did you realize you wanted to be a coach?
My dad is a Hall of Fame baseball coach here in Texas. So coaching is kind of in my blood. But probably in 1996, when I myself played in the state tournament, and just that feeling of, you kind of saw how we talked about, like the work ethic, the commitment, all those kind of things, carried over into that result. Just kind of showed, what you could accomplish and those type of things. And I was just drawn to that. So kind of in my background, in my blood, and then having those experiences, and playing for such a great coach in Todd Sutherland, I think that kind of paved the way for me.
Okay. Well, Coach, I got to ask this. So, Coach, growing up, I know you're around a lot of baseball, Coach. So, what got you into coaching, basketball and not baseball, following the footsteps of your legendary father?
Well, I played basketball and baseball, growing up, and loved both. But I love the fast pace part of basketball.
Okay.
Just the up and down and the quick decisions and the things like that is kind of what I was drawn to.
Okay. Okay. Just kind of interested, because I know I think you might want, hopefully, kids most of the time want to kind of follow the footsteps, of your father or what have you. So, okay. Just trying to say, how
Well,
you get
I
into
think
basketball?
he would tell you too. He loved basketball probably the most, as well,
Okay.
what to play. So he was a really good basketball player too.
Okay. Okay. Well, you kind of spoke of a coach. Let me ask this. So, who are some of the people that had the biggest influence on you as a coach?
And carrying over from that, definitely my dad. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Todd Sutherland. Those probably two of the biggest impact. But coaches like Kenny Huffpower and Barry Bourne, Jeff Lee, Steve Adamson, guys that I grew up around. Probably the biggest impact on me as a coach, I would say.
Okay. Hey, no, hey, that's those great guys, man. It's great people to know. Great,
Yeah,
great,
for
great
sure.
people to know, Coach. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, I know that I've said that you've been at Denton Guy, coach for a while, but let everybody know, Coach, how many years have you been coaching, and where have you coached at?
Been coaching for 21 years. My first 2 years were at Sealy High School, out outside of Houston, near Katy, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then the last 19 have been at Guyer High School, thankfully and luckily. I don't think that happens a whole lot.
No.
We're able to stay somewhere so long, but I've been very blessed, and just I'd say if there was a reason for that, it'd be the administration, the athletic director, principals that I've had there have always been in high support of athletics, and know how much athletics means to the culture of your high school.
Okay.
Not everyone understands that, but Guyer has always been an amazing place and a very successful school. And I think the great athletics has been a big part of that.
Okay. And Coach, man, Coach, you spoke of something, Coach, that makes the great makeup and culture of the school is when everybody's on the same page, not just, you being the basketball coach, but the athletic director. And I know, Coach, that you are a big supporter of all athletics, at Guy High School. We probably catch you at the baseball games, soccer games,
Sure,
what have you. So
for
I
sure.
know, it's a big family atmosphere there. But another thing you said is very important, Coach, that we as coaches, we understand it's very important that sometimes allow us to stay somewhere, or sometimes when we may be, which you haven't had to do in 21 years, but when you maybe looking for another job, some of the things that come along with you taking a job a lot of times is the administration, how supportive the administration is. So that's something great that you said, Coach, that your administration, they understand how important athletics is, because not to get on, administration, but we know, Coach, we got some people that don't understand the tools. They just think, it's all academics, and then in the case, sometimes you may have some people on the other end, Coach, that may feel, it's just all about athletics, but having the coach that understands that it takes two, that it's both, goes hand in hand, Coach. That's something very unique, Coach. And,
For
and I
sure.
know the reason why you still had God.
And I would say, our push as coaches for education and support of the teachers is important too. And I
Okay.
think that makes it where you have that family, like you're saying, when it's both ways. And Sean Perry, our principal at Guyer, is one of the best ever. He is at everything, whether it's theater, whether it's fine arts, whether it's basketball, football, but every sport, him and all of our administrators are there supporting, and there to give us whatever we need. And our central office, same way for Denton ISD.
Oh man, that's great, man. That's great. That says a lot, Coach. That says a lot. Well, hey, for my viewers tuning in once again, I have Coach Grant Long on, head coach at Guard High School in Denton, Texas, state championship coach. We definitely can't forget that. Had a remarkable season. Coach, excuse me. We've been talking about, so to get you elaborate a little bit more, do you feel spending 19 years at Guard High School gives you a little advantage or helps you in any way, Coach?
Um, I think just the ability, we've had a lot of the same, I've had a lot of the same basketball staff most of the
Okay.
time. So I think the consistency there makes it an advantage there, where it's not new people having to teach coming in. They know what to expect. The kids know what to expect. We know the kids when they're younger and they're coming up through our programs, whether it's our basketball camps, our leagues, or our junior high programs. We know those guys. We know what's coming, and they know what to expect from us coming up.
Mhm. Yeah, and Coach, when I was thinking about that question, Coach, I apologize. I didn't kind of elaborate, but I'm glad you asked it pretty great, pretty good, Coach. And that's kind of what I wanted to get at, Coach. Is sometimes, like you say, you being at the same place, it can be an advantage, Coach. Because like you say, the continuity as far as with your coaching staff, and also like you say, amongst the athletes that's coming up, because it's like one of the things you kind of like a staple within the program with the parents, community. They pretty much know you. So even when people are moving and into your area, what have you, looking at schools and things like that. They may have, student athletes, what have you. They know, hey, man, Coach Long, we have a guy, he's been there for a while and things like that. So then, like I say, you get the chance to see some of these same kids, Coach. You've been there so long, you probably been seeing them since kindergarten, first grade, coming to the camps, for all these years, what have you. So I think, in a way, it can, like you say, be an advantage, and definitely in a good way, Coach.
Yeah, for sure. I had a senior that graduated for me last year that his mom brought me a picture of him when he's in the second grade at my camp, and us taking a picture together. So that was pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah, man. But like you say, Coach, very, very, very unique, Coach. Like you say, especially in our profession, where you see even on the collegiate level, Coach, where they talk about the kids in transfer portal. You got coaches taking jobs while they still having games going on. So it's kind of wild out there. So on
It
both
is.
ends nowadays, Coach. So like I say, you being there and that consistency, that's kind of very unique, because most of the time a lot of people they how I go, Coach. People.
Next best thing for sure.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
Coach. Let me ask this, Coach. We're gonna transition over to talk about culture a little bit. Let me ask this, Coach Long. How do you establish a championship culture in your program, and how do you maintain that championship culture on a daily basis, Coach?
I think the two things that stand out for me is just the family atmosphere that we try to make in our program, and work ethic. I think we talked a lot about relationships in the beginning of the interview, and I think that comes in the family piece, where we said it's not just basketball. I think every kid that goes through our program that plays plays for us know that we care about them way more than just winning a basketball game. And there's nothing that we won't do to help them and know that they can call us at any time to help them through that stuff. And then I think everyone respects hard work. There's never one day in my life I've ever regretted working hard. And we try to instill that in all of our players. And we lead by example in our coaching staff. So they're going to see us working out. They're going to see us up there working hard, watching film, doing all those things that we need to do to be successful. So we try to lead by example. But just really family and the work ethic, I think, are the two biggest things.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's great, Coach. Cause like I say, coach, people look at it a lot of different ways, Coach. But I always look at the coaches. Culture is what you do and how you do it. And just being consistent doing those, certain things on a daily basis. Culture, it could be like you say, just sometimes coach to certain, drills that you do every day. Where certain coaches do, certain drills every day you come, no matter what part of the season it is, coach. Whether it's the preseason, off season, whatever you come in. I may come to coach long practice, and I know that you may be doing the shell drill every day, coach. No matter what, you do the shell drill, you do a 3-man weave or whatever. So, like I say, it's the consistency of doing something every day. I think establish your culture, and you just being a stickler for that, not waving on certain things, having those them non-negotiables sometimes, coach. Really
Sure.
establish culture.
They're not always going to be happy with what
No.
what you're doing, but it shows them when things are important to you, it's going to be important to them. If you let things go, they're not gonna think they mean anything. So.
Oh yeah, you're right about that, coach. I'm a firm believer, like you are, coach. Man, kids do what you allow them to do, coach. That's just in life. People go do what you allow them to get away with, coach.
No
Well,
doubt.
coach, let me ask this, coach. We're gonna talk a little bit about that, about the great season this past season. So, coach, take us through this year's championship season. What were some of the highs and lows of the season, and how did you and your coaching staff keep the players focused?
Man, this season was it was we always kind of break our seasons down into preseason, tournament season, district, and then the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
So, going through those, breaking those down, it's always kind of a new, fresh start with kind of our mentality of what we're doing. But always, the consistent message and the base of what we do and the culture of how we are, but just kind of this is what we're going to go in tournament season. This is what we're going to try to establish. But I would say I think the biggest lows was also a high for us in kind of the injuries bug that we had throughout the season. We were a deep team, which really helped us this season. I think in the first game, Silas Rodriguez sprained his ankle. He's out a game. I think it was probably. I can't tell you. When we had every player on our team healthy, and which we did all throughout the playoff run, we didn't lose a game. And it was probably 15 games all year. We had every player there. But it really helped us because other guys stepped into starting roles and had to step up and cover for other guys. And we were still winning, still had success, and other guys were stepping up. So that was a big plus for us, and some of those guys in the playoffs stepped up and had to make plays.
Well, Coach, man, you spoke of something, Coach, and you know what? That kind of just speaks of, like you say, of your culture, Coach, where, like you say, even though you may have lost some starters, what have you, if the next man is up, because, like you say, everybody knows the job, everybody, knows what to do, or what have you, every day, because every day in practice, they learn getting those reps, what have you, and you as a coaching staff, it's a heads off y'all, where you're still that confidence in them where, hey, somebody gets hurt, hey, next man up mentality where, we're not holding our head down, we're not sobbing, we're not crying. Hey, let's go ahead and get it done, Coach. So let me ask this, Coach. So what I know you say you had to you break the season down in the 4 parts. So let me ask this, Coach. So what how do you and your coaching staff, what are some things y'all did to kind of keep your team focused during some of those ups and downs, Coach?
I think that's a big part of our leadership. Jordan Lowry and Silas Jordan coming back this year. Our senior point guard did a great job of talking, communicating all year, keeping guys fresh. But we had kind of new pieces, kind of like with our football team, always goes pretty deep. So we had, it was December 18th, I think, when they finished. So we had one of the football guys come over. So it's kind of a new getting that chemistry with that team. And then Mason White came over the Christmas break. He came back from football. He was my starting point guard as a junior, right? Averaged 16 to 18 as a junior, and then went out to football his senior year. And I mean, he is an athlete. He got a scholarship to play football in 1 year. So that's the talent that he has. And he came back like over the Christmas break, and fit right. I mean, obviously fit right back in, but developing that chemistry of getting him back in. So it was always this year, it was always something fresh, like something we had to kind of get right as a team, whether it was the chemistry part or whatever, with adding a new player. So I think that really kept it fresh pretty much all year long.
Oh, yeah. Man, hey, that's remarkable. I know the kid you're talking about now. He's a heck of an athlete, man. But like I said, it's remarkable for him to go out there 1 year and play football, man, and get a scholarship. The big time athlete, man. Oh my God.
And now let me tell you this on him. He came back, and I think in the last, I think he played the last probably 18, 19, 20 games. He shot like 56% from three, straight off the football field. So he's a special player. He hit the big three against Jesuit to win that game. I mean, he's just a special player. But I mean, I could talk multiple things about all our players. That was just one of the aspects that stuck out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Coach, let me ask this, Coach. Knowing that now that you guys are the state champs or what have you, so do you feel you have any added pressure next season going into the games, being the defending state champions, Coach?
I mean, I think each year you have a new team, and it's completely different, especially in high school. We're not out recruiting different players and doing things like that. So it's going to be a new team each year. But at Guyer, we always have those goals. Those don't change, but it's more about the process for us than it is the result. We feel like if we're bought into sharing the ball, playing together on the offensive end, buying into defending on the defensive end, being great teammates, doing all the things that we preach every day in our culture, I think we're going to have success. So it's just about the process of going through that. It's just the work ethic one day at a time. So right now we're in spring off season. Right now it's recovering from a long season. So some guys it's taking care of their bodies, getting back, and we are definitely. We talk about it being a village. Like we were in not in constant communication, but we are all here to support those kids because we know it's important for them to play in the spring and the summer. So we're going to make sure we're taking care of their bodies, work on recovery, provide them with always the place to improve their individual game in the spring, but not overdo it from what else they got going on. So we try to balance that for sure in the spring and summer, just from how much they do play. And we provide opportunities for those guys that aren't absolutely the highest level guys that don't really have the opportunities to play. We want to provide opportunities for them to play and get better in the spring and summer. So that's kind of our outlook. And then kind of in the fall, when we get back into school, we kind of get back going to our regular routine.
Okay. Well, man, Coach, you brought up a good point, Coach. That I didn't ask you this question, but you kind of answered for me, Coach. That what's that fine line? A lot of times, as a high school coach, with a lot of times in the spring and the summer, with this AAU ball and things of that sort. Like you say, definitely, like you said, Coach, definitely finding that healthy line of them not playing too much, not playing too many games. Where, like you say, Coach, you're wearing out your body or what have you. Then when you get in the season, that may be the cause of of injuries because just overwork of the body. So I'm glad you brought up that point that you guys make sure that you're in constant communication with your players. You monitor things like that, and like you say, just knowing that your high level players or what have you may be playing for the exposure, but then they get your other players that may not be those high level players, giving them a chance to give an opportunity of playing. Because I'm like you, because I'm old school. At the end of the day, man, I just you want just players during the summertime that's playing, doing something, playing at something competitive type of basketball. Sure. Since they don't go to the parks like we used to and go to the Rex, and like how we used to, Coach.
No doubt.
As long as they're playing, I guess the AAU ball replaces, when we used to be driving around trying to find a good run, trying to find a good basketball run, Coach.
No doubt. And that's when I really knew at Guyer we really kind of what we envisioned, and this state championship was definitely a stamp on top of that. But we had it was during the summer, and we had all the old guys coming back, and I walked in the gym and there's 12 Division I players and then Division I players from other schools, and they're playing an open run and guy. And I was like, this is what I envisioned kind of when we started. And that was just really cool to see. And we've had a lot of talented players come through Guyer that have had a ton of individual success. But it was definitely grateful to stamp it off with the state championship this year.
Oh yeah, coach. Oh yeah, man. Cause hey, man, like you say, coach, man, you been God, been one of the better programs, like you say, since you've been there, coach. And people don't understand, man, that it's a process, and you go through the process. Y'all done made deep runs in the playoffs and things like that. You had some close losses and things of that sort. So people don't understand it's a process, coach. It's a
It is,
process.
and
Yeah.
the best team doesn't always win. And I think you saw it last night with Duke losing. The most skilled team, and I think Barkley said it best, will beat skill last night.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't always have, the best teams don't always win.
Oh yeah.
It's tough to swallow, especially as a coach when you had the best team or whatever else and you fall. But it's just just another lesson, another life lesson, and you keep pushing forward.
Well, just elaborate on that, coach. It's something I know that you probably tell your players, coach, all the time. Each game is a new challenge or what have you. But especially getting the playoffs, coach, it's not who necessarily may be the best team. It's who's the best team on that particular night.
That's
Where
right.
it may be a situation, coach, where you only play a team one time. And I know as a coach, you look at it in the back head, like, man, if I played a team 3 more times, I would probably beat them 3 out of 3 times. But this particular night, they were the better team. So it's all about understanding, letting the team understand it's about living in the moment. All this work we work through, hey, it's about right now. It's about right now. You can't forget about the rankings and all that stuff or whatever. It's about who performs the best right now. And at the end of the day, coach, this as a coach, it's about execution, coach. Who executes the best game plan and who plays the hardest, man. And most of the time, that's the team that's gonna win.
The toughest team always wins.
Yep. And I will say something, but this is a family show, so we're not gonna. But the toughest, just with me, coach, toughest team. Yep. Well, coach, man, it's been great, man. For everybody tuning in, man. Once again, I know we just been talking. You probably wondering who I'm speaking with. If you don't know his face, this is Coach Grant Long, head coach at Guyer High School in Denton, Texas, state championship coach. Hey, we just hanging out, chopping up on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner, just talking a little bit about basketball. Coach, you kind of talked about it a little bit, but go ahead and let us know, are the team expectations and goals the same for next season? You spoke of a little bit, say that every year, it's the same, but is it going to be the same? The expectation goes the same going this next season, coach?
There's no doubt. We got great players coming back. Silas Rodriguez, like you named, DJ Majors. Got 2 guys that can really score it. We'll have pieces. Well, I think we'll have 7 seniors again next year. We graduated 8 seniors, very talented players, but we got 7 seniors coming back. We got some talented young players coming into the program. So we're looking to fit them in. And we always have those expectations.
Oh yeah. Well, coach, man, coming down to the last question, coach, man. It's truly been great speaking with you, coach, man. Go ahead and ask this, man. You spoke to some of those players, coach. So who are some TaylorMade picks, coach? Who are some players that those college coaches need to be putting their eyes on? I know they stay in your gym, coach, but who are some more players that they may not know about? I know everybody knows about Silas Rodriguez and a couple other guys, but who are some of those other players, coach, that maybe them diamonds in the rough that had the attributes to play at the next level, coach?
DJ Majors is one. He played for us this year on the varsity. He came. He's the first or second guy off the bench this year, and he almost held back what he can do. He can really score.
Okay.
So he's gonna be a guy that a lot of people take notice of next year, and they really don't know yet. We were so deep this year. He didn't have to do all the things that he could do. But he's going to be a special one, and he can really score the basketball. So we're expecting him to lead us. But those other seniors, Matthew Temple, Bryson Wynn, Corday Brown, Will Hunt, and Connor Kennedy. Those are all our other seniors that are coming up. Dylan Wilkinson and Kingston Wynn are juniors coming up. I think they're going to be good players. Kingston can really shoot it. Dylan's long and athletic. They play a lot in the spring and summer. And then we got very talented freshmen coming in that we think they're going to be really, really good. One including Jalen Wilson's little brother is going to be a freshman next year, and 2 of his friends. So, they're going to be really good players. So we're expecting a lot out of them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, college coaches, you already know, Coach, man, that how it goes. That hey, Denton guy, man, Coach Lowe's gonna keep those players. And but the thing about it is, I must commend you, coaches, and I will vouch for you on this. That his players are gonna be, first of all, they're gonna be great, great young men, great human beings. They do a good job of character. So his players are high character players, great student athletes, and they understand hard work, and they come from a winning culture. So any players you recruit from Guy, I'm just telling you, you can't go wrong. I had the pleasure of being throughout the years, covering some of the guys and being around some of them. And just like you probably tell your players all the time, Coach, make sure that you always are present yourself to be the best version of yourself, because you never know who's watching, never know who's looking. And when I'm at some of these tournaments, people don't realize I may be watching the players play as far as on the court, Coach, but also I'm watching, how they interact, their behavior, things that sort, because I'm blessed enough to have, several college coaches subscribe to my scouting service. When they ask me about players, people don't understand the character and grades still matter.
No
First
doubt.
thing they ask me about, Coach, they mention, well, hey, I know this kid, XYZ, that plays the Denton guard, what have you, Coach, man, he can really score the ball, but they know, Coach, that I'm big on relationships. So they're gonna ask me, hey, Coach, man, what type of kid is he?
No
This
doubt.
first grade, Coach, what type of kid is he, Coach? Hey, Coach, man, I don't have time to be worried about the kid, and so especially nowadays, with the transfer portal and,
For
and,
sure.
and, and things that sort, Coach. Well, what pretty much now the schools have the the schools kind of have the advantage now, because they kind of get whatever player they want now, because of players moving around and what have you. So character matters, Coach. I tell
It
kids
does.
that
It does. And
your player.
I would like to shout out for DJ Neal, Jabron Bebe, and Savon Coleman are 3 unsigned seniors off of our state championship team, and they are all athletic, defend. I can't tell you. I mean, any of those coaches can call me about those 3. I know they're playing in some unsigned senior events and have some trial at different places, but they can play.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, man. Hey, first of all, what Coach just said, man, 3 players that are athletic and skilled. So coaches that they can. That's a cold word in our profession, meaning that they can play. They're not no scrubs. They can play.
No
And
doubt.
then, like you said, man, great character kids. They come from a winning culture. So hey, most definitely take a look at those guys, college coaches. Well, Coach, 2 things, Coach. Before we go, first thing, Coach, go ahead and let everybody know how they get in touch with you or get in touch with your team. Any social media handles, any information you want to give out, Coach?
Twitter is @GuyerBasketball. My office number is 940-369-1188. Give me a call anytime. Email glong@dentonisd.org. Happy to answer any questions. Anybody's welcome at any practice. Just happy to help out any way we can.
Oh, no doubt, Coach, man. I definitely appreciate you, Coach. I know I don't know if you've been checking out the show, Coach, but I do this to everybody, Coach. Go ahead and let everybody know, Coach, who had the pleasure of interviewing today, Coach. Who you rocking with, Coach?
TaylorMade Hoops, Edmund Taylor, Coach Edmund Taylor.
Hey, I appreciate you, Coach Long, man. I really do, man. Appreciate your time, man. Always been a real nice gentleman, a great guy, Coach. Keep being the great guy you are, and keep instilling that hard work into those guys, man. Coach, don't let up on them, because as you well know, being veteran coaches, I'll be honest with you, Coach. I don't want to ramble at the end, but we have a generation of these new age coaches that want to be these players' friends and
No
buddy
doubt.
and all that, what have you, Coach. So now, Coach, I'm like you. I respect a coach that, hey, they got some values, that don't let a kid or parent hold them hostage. Hey, this is the way. This how I run things in my program. I love to be a part of the program, but if not, hey, there's the door.
No doubt about it.
So I appreciate Coach having some. I can't say the word, Coach, but being tough.
Yes, sir.
Still have coach that are tough around there, Coach. Appreciate
I
you,
got
Coach.
you. Always.
Hey, have a wonderful evening, Coach. And hey, most definitely, Coach. We'll be in touch, Coach. Much love, Coach.
Thank you so much. You too.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Bye-bye.